Ag PhD full episodes and more are now available on Acres TV, the newest ag platform connecting you to fields of information. Look for us on watchacrestv.com. I've got a wood table in the kitchen. I got some countertops, Brian, but this water table, I don't have a water table at my house. What is that?
Well, it does sound interesting. I would like a table made of water. But what we're talking about here during our Farm Basics time is the water table that is in the ground. It's in our fields, it's around your house, it's everywhere. And it's important to understand the difference between the water table and just normal water in the soil.
Well, when you get a rain, everybody thinks about, okay, I've got rain, it's going to soak in. And if I've got a drainage issue, well, I've had so much rain on top of the ground. Now, that's part of the problem if you have lots of rain on top. But as that water soaks in, as your water table fills up and all the water in the ground actually starts to move up, that's a big deal, especially like in the river bottom where we've got river bottom farm ground.
Okay.
When the river's down, the water table's down,
Okay,
Brian.
hold up. We didn't explain what the water table is. The water table is basically like an ocean under our ground. And it rises up and it falls down. In our region, on our river bottom ground, we commonly have a water table of somewhere around 6 feet. But sometimes in the spring, when we have lots of water, that water table will rise all the way to the soil surface and actually be above the surface of the soil. But a lot of times it is down in that 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet kind of range. Well, here's why this is so important. When that water table comes up, when that ocean of water comes up, it chokes out the air. Ideal soil composition for plant growth is 50% dirt, 25% water, and 25% air. Without the air, the plant roots die, the crop that we're trying to raise, it dies or at least gets hurt dramatically, and a lot of our beneficial soil life dies as well. So this is a really important thing when it comes to crop farming. We have to figure out how are we going to manage that water table.
Well, I think it's important for homeowners too, Brian, because I don't want that water table coming up and all of a sudden I've got water in my basement.
Yep.
So what I've done and what I see homeowners doing everywhere is they put drain tile around that foundation to control the water table. So when it comes up, you have water running through the tile lines right into your sump pump and you can pump it out. That works pretty great.
So what we're talking about is a little plastic pipe that has holes in it that prevents the dirt from getting in because the holes are small, but it does allow water to get in. When the water gets in the pipe, it runs, and like to Darren's point, around your house, it will run to your sump pump. Well, out in the field, it can run to a pump, or it could just run to a river or a stream. So either way, we have now been able to keep the water table down, which means we still have air in that root zone or air around your house, so there isn't so much water that it's seeping in.
Well, you see the same thing with roads. Whenever you look at a new road being constructed, like take an interstate highway, for example, they're putting drain tile down on both sides of that because they want to control the water table. Because when the water table gets up and it's almost to the road, well, now that's going to be soft. And as traffic moves down the road, it's going to break up that road and you're going to have lots of issues.
So people like to blame big trucks for road problems. Yeah, no, big trucks are not the main problem. The main issue is poor drainage. If you fix the drainage problem, then usually the road's going to be fine, even if a million big trucks are running over that road.
Now, by drainage problem, Brian really means the water table. And here's where we go. We've just got a lot of confusion out there about, well, there's already water in the ground. It moves up and it moves down throughout the season. That's what we're trying to control. If we can keep it down, even just a few feet, it's enough of a cushion for our crops to grow, for roads to stay intact, and for our basements to stay dry.
And again, ideal soil composition, we want 25% water in that soil. We're not talking about eliminating all the water by putting tile in the field. All we're doing is lowering the ocean of water. And now we've basically created a reservoir, so when it rains, the rain doesn't have to run off and carry with it soil that is very valuable for us. We now have the ability for that soil to hold some water if we have kept the water table down. Hey, one last quick thing, because some people will say, well, wait a second, you're saying that if the water table comes up, it's going to kill the plants. How about hydroponics? Why don't the plants die? Well, have you ever noticed when they have hydroponics, they're pumping air into that water? Okay, they're getting air in there. Well, we don't have a system in our field to pump air through all that water that's in the soil. That's just simply not feasible.
Well, the water table is something that's a little confusing to some people. Hopefully, we've helped you understand it just a little bit more. One thing that I wish that water table could do is just on a targeted approach, kill our weed of the week. We'll show you how to stop this weed later in the show.